Oh boy, it's time for some post-era clarity. I made a spreadsheet. Kind of have some missing data here. Let me explain really quick. The episode pass, the paid pass, and then the 4 Coliseums, 7.5 tiers, all set. So the first 7 tiers have material payouts for your characters to level up. About halfway through tier 7 and all of tier 8, because tier 8's a repeating health bar for the enemy, it's just era level currency for the era shop. So not really important there. I do have all the marquees in the journey on here, and I know you get 20 shards from each unit's marquee unit in the paid track. So this spreadsheet goes over the level 95 requirements minus the currency. I do not know what it is to 95 because you need a star requirement. You need to meet the star requirement to see the cost. You can see the material costs, but you can't see the actual cost of the unit for the level up currency. There's too many currencies. And then ignore this stuff right here. I'll get to it in a moment. Pretty much we see with the first era released, or the first marquee released, we get your character shards, you get 50. You get 5 for beating the first one, I believe it is. And then it's 10 tier 2. Then you get 10 tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5. And then each day after, you get 5 days, or 5 per day after. So the 6 trailing days for a total of 7 days. And then, of course, you get 20 for the episode pass paid. And then, of course, there's the $30 pack that gives you 30, the $75 pack that gives you 100, or, no, sorry, it's a $100 pack that gives you 75. No, it's 100 for 75, yeah. And then it's 130 shards for $100 instead. But pretty much, this is the layout. We could see that by the time Vader came out, you were getting his tier 1. They paid to get him all the way through all the tier 5 currency, all the MK5 currency. So you're pretty much getting 800 to start that MK6 currency, but only one of the two. The one you need more of, but the one that's easier to get. And that's why I believe the Coliseums and maybe the paid track give you a little bit more of the tier 6 stuff, the MK6 stuff. That would make sense. I don't remember, though, so I do apologize it's not on here. Next era, I do plan to fill this out or modify it based on how they change it. This is the first era. I hope they fix from this because it's still impossible to get all level 95s. Unless I misrepresented something here or I'm missing something for the Xeric ability modules, which I'm going to get to in a moment. But I'm going to let this be available in a Google Drive link in the description below, so go ahead and take a look at that. Use it as a reference to plan. I don't expect this to be the exact same. I'm really hoping they make some changes because, as other creators have said, it's not just 7 stars anymore. It's 7 stars and era level 85. And that those are 2 different price points. Like, it's bad. To get to era level 85 alone, you only need to be a 5-star character. So that's a whole nother thing. It's like, pick one or the other. Not both. It's very annoying that you can't have the 7-star journey unlock unless you have both 7 stars everybody and level 85 everybody. It's pretty bad. Every character here, they all have to go up to 95. They don't have to, but that's your relic 6. At 94, your relic 5 still. Because to get the max level here, which isn't that important, but some people might be completionists and be like, oh, 665. I could be wrong, but I think this is impossible, and I'm going to show why. So the Xeric ability modules, which you need per character, I want to say it's 1,295, 1,295. Yes. You need 7 characters. So an era level 665 is 7 level 95 era characters. So it isn't the 6 and then the journey is just extra. No, it has to be all 7 of them, and they all have to be maxed out. For that to happen, you need 9,065 Xeric ability modules. I have a video covering this, but now I have all the updated math. Now I have Vader's now out. We saw the Maul tier, so now it's all mapped out. I have it for all the marquees from Luke down to Vader, plus the journey tier for the 4-star journey. That only gives you 9,010. We're still missing 55. I want to believe it might be in like a tier 7 Coliseum or maybe the paid 3rd paid pass. I don't remember. So unfortunately, I don't know if this is possible or not. But based off of what I'm seeing here, if I didn't enter anything in wrong, we're missing 55 Xeric ability modules. Now, it is possible that they gave us a pack early on as well. I think I remember they're like, oh, shoot, we're sorry. Here's some extra materials because it wasn't like mapped out. And it might have been them doing the math, and I just don't remember that either. So if anything was given out for free as a sorry or an apology, I would have to go look that up and see if that's recorded anymore and then to see how much it was. That's not on here either. I don't remember it being ability material. Level up materials at this range. Like it wouldn't be 7, 8s or Xeric ability modules. But here's what Stormtrooper Loke gave out if you got him to 7 stars day 1. If you don't give him 7 stars day 1, you automatically get rid of this tier 7. Honestly, I think you get rid of tier 6 too, because tier 7 I think is era level 75. Tier 6 is era 7 stars. Tier 5 is 6 stars. Vader did allow you to start earlier at 210 per day. And I can actually just go verify that right now. See, I have 5 stars. I'm getting 210 per day. So yeah, you need the 5 stars. But before Vader, it was 6 stars, 7 stars, and your era level 70. Sorry, not 75, 70. Honestly, the only one worth paying for. If you're only going to go for one character, it's either the first one because you want era level currency to have an edge in the arena, or it's the last one because you get the most bang for your buck materials. Everyone in between is kind of floating around. Like I said, you can maintain, once again, to remain consistent in the era arena or Coliseum, but the amount you get from it is just not as important as your first character just to get the edge immediately, or the last character because you get the most payout. That's just my 2 cents. For me personally, I'm not going above 5 stars. I got my first 3 characters to 6 stars in Vader. By the time the marquee ends, I should have him at 6 stars as well. But yeah, you could go through this. Like I said, I'll have it in a link below. I don't have the era currency for a full level 95, so I couldn't tell you what that is. Not era currency, level up currency, whatever it's called. And all this I'm going to delete right now because you don't get tier 8 MK8s throughout. MK8s are completely blocked behind a paywall. You need to pay for it. MK7s you do get, and you actually get some daily, not a lot, through Vader's tier 4, which once again is a 5 star. So the 5 star is kind of worth it. You get a one-time payout of your MK6s, and repeating payout for your MK7s, and repeating payout for your Xeric ability module. So that's not bad. Like I said, if you're spending. For me personally, I'm only doing 5 stars, and how I'm going to do that is I'll get my 55, I'll get my 65, and then I'll be able to, with the 20 from the paid pass, I'll be able to get my 75 plus 5 repeating, and then I'll be at 95 with this. And then I'm going to do a 5,999 crystal pull for 5 pulls, and that'll give me whatever it gets me. That actually might give me 6 stars by the end of it, so let's backtrack that. I'm going to do 3 of the 1299 pulls instead, right under 3,900 crystals. So I'll be saving about 2,000 crystals every other week just to get 5 stars by the end of it. I think anything more than 5 stars is like, it's just not worth it. That's going to be my plan. But yeah, let's just go into seeing what's actually available to purchase. For crystals, you could only get up to 6. That gets you to level 70. So besides Vader's marquee, it'll give you some of this, but not enough for more than one character. And then of course, Maul gives you a little bit as well, but that's the 5 star and the 4 star. Past that, it's just your typical journey stuff. You get the image, maybe a title, you get the 6 star and the 7 star, enough shards to get them 6 stars and 7 stars. The what you are blocked from is going above relic level 4. You do get some area currency, a significant amount, but once again, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. It's not worth it to me. But anyways, that's kind of my plan. Go ahead and tell me your plan. I'm very curious. Please try to sell me on it. Other than, oh, you get the 6 star and 7 card character and we don't know when they're coming back. True, but I also want to save over $100 every other week because I'm not getting paid for that. I'm not a content creator on the level of others. You can help me get there. But I'm not getting anything back from this. So, unfortunately, for me, it isn't worth it. And honestly, for most people, it isn't worth it, unless you have that disposable income. I think unless CG changes, stick to 5 stars or less. 3 stars and do 2 crystal packs to get the 4 stars. I think pushing for 4 stars using crystal packs is worth it. The 5 stars are nice to have. I'm not going to lie. There's some nice things to do with that. But I think the 4 star is the best way to do that. That would be my suggestion. For me, like I said, I'm going to end at 5 stars, and wherever that gets me, it gets me. The only people worth leveling up to level 85 are the ones that have more than 1 Zeta, Vader, I think, has 2, and Maul has 3. That's why I'm pushing those 2 only to 85. I might make that realization a little bit later in next year and be like, oh, I need this many Xerics, which once again, I could just get at the end of the era at a better deal than the beginning of the era. So I might have to push my last character to 6 stars. Maybe. Then it's a $5.99 pack instead of 3 $12.99 packs. Whoop-de-doo. So I'll make those decisions. I'm hoping there's some changes in this, though, because honestly, I don't like what they're doing. And I really don't know what they're doing when it comes to this. I want to make a guess, a prediction. No one knows yet, and we're probably not going to know until after the data mine next week. And even then, it's not until it's released in game that we know for sure. This is going to allow us to bring in units for the same factions that the era will have. Or maybe they'll select specific things like a raid. They have select units that we're allowed to get these tokens for, whatever. That allow us to use specific units for the era. And I think that will then open up more than 6 eligible era level characters for the journey, which means, you know how there's 12 prerequisites for a GL? Expand this to 6 more characters, and hey, you got yourself now a GL era because you're going to be required to bring in it. I don't know. It's a little weird, a little out there reaching maybe. This might just be for era PvP. It might be for other your era quests that give you that currency that we had missions for that you couldn't really beat. We'll see. I don't know. I'd like to think though this allows us to bring in our characters to an era level or to the era Coliseum to have some fun with. That at least a little bit more team building would be pretty cool. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your strategy or tactics for the next era. And until next time, have a great one. See ya.